What's going on, man? It's me, unscripted yet again. I am working on my next scripted video, which should be finished, I think, in relatively short order. But before that is finished, I thought I would make an unscripted video about something that's been on my mind quite a bit recently. And by recently, I mean maybe almost a year now. And that is Sonic and the Secret Rings. I used to really not like this game at all. But after revisiting it for the sake of this channel, for the sake of playing through every Sonic game in order, I found out that actually I think this game is kind of cool. I think it's kind of neat. And I don't want to... I want to save that for another, scripted video where I can really articulate my ideas in a way I just can't do off the cuff. But I do want to talk about the last two bosses in this game, because I think that these are probably some of the best boss fights in Sonic in general, I'm inclined to say. So and I'll try to explain why over my gameplay that I recorded, and talk about the strategy behind it. So yeah. All right, so here we are, and so this is Eraser Jin, and first of all, just look at the reflections on the floor. That looks amazing. This is probably one of the best looking Sonic games for the Wii, probably the second best looking. Anyway, so this boss always used to give me so much trouble, especially when I first played it as a actually, I don't know when I first played it, but basically, upon replaying this, I figured out this really cool strategy, and I'm sure most people have too, but especially in this section, how you are supposed to time it. You use the time break as soon as he charges, and then jump, and then just at the first opportunity, just shake the Wii remote. Because of the delay, the timing is actually perfect if you just jump and then shake. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's all in the timing. And this part here, you can see how he kind of choreographs what attack he's about to do. Of course, you have to be careful about the timing of your jump. You can't just jump whenever, but it's actually kind of surprising how much leeway in terms of mistakes you're allowed to make as long as you have the rings. It's pretty cool. And yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can get a good. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, right here. Dang it. It's all good. It's all good. It's not gonna be. I'm sure someone can get a no damage run here, but it's really not necessary. And one of the cool things is that that's just one of the ways you can deal damage to him. I don't know, it kind of reminds me, in a way, this boss fight kind of reminds me of more complex boss fights in other... Okay, so I'm playing AI Limit right now, and because of how timing sensitive this is, it reminds me of that. And I'm actually almost finished with this boss already, I think. All we need... Yeah, look at that. Perfect. That's it. That's all it takes. He goes down actually really easily as long as you just, take care with your timing, so... Yeah, there's that. It's actually a really simple boss once you get just the motion down. And once you get the motion down, it's actually pretty fun to execute because it just feels like, a direct input, you know what I mean? And so now we're getting into the final boss, which is Alflayla Walayla. And this boss gave me so much grief as a kid, for a variety of reasons. The one nice thing is that your rings don't count down every second like they do as Super Sonic, so that's pretty cool. One of the things that... So this attack here is kind of weird to dodge. In fact, honestly, as you deal more damage to him, that attack actually gets faster and it gets easier to dodge, believe it or not. But essentially what you want to do here is this boost gauge or whatever you want to call it. You want to basically shake the Wii Remote as much as possible to have that filled. And then when he throws that spirit bomb at you, you want to keep shaking the Wii Remote so it stays as filled as possible, because that'll result in actually more damage. As you can see, the steam coming out of holes in him. And basically, you can knock, like, I believe up to 3 of them. And those are like the world rings, essentially, that he absorbed. So, it's actually pretty cool. And this attack is kind of a joke. I don't know what exactly that's about, but the slashing attack he does is actually pretty easy to avoid. You just have to find the right spot on the screen and then just sit there. I fail here, kind of. That's a little bit wonky. I thought for sure I avoided that, but that's fine. You want to speed break into the spirit bomb, and then you just want to shake the Wii Remote. It gets tiring, but it's a very manual experience. And that's kind of what I like about it. It's just like the amount of damage relies entirely on player input. The amount of damage that you deal, and I think that's kind of clever in a bizarre kind of way. I mean, you could say it's a waggle fest or a Weezer of some kind, I suppose. Just watching it, my arms are already sore, but you know, that's fine. But it really is a cool implementation of the Wii Remote, at least in maybe not entirely in practice, but I don't know. The motion controls here, I think, are actually implemented in a really clever way that allow for kind of a customized experience on how you go about defeating this boss. So this is going in for the final hit. I mean, this boss is over in like 2 minutes, if you know what you're doing. So that's it. He's done. He's gonna explode now, just kaboom. Look at that. Maybe doesn't look as good as the other boss, but hey, what are you gonna do? Nice. But yeah, Sonic and the Secret Rings. Not bad at all. I really like these final bosses, if I'm gonna be totally honest. Get a nice view of Darkspine and Sonic there, which is nice. Yeah, so let me know what you thought about this. I don't know, I just felt like making a video.